Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. Jon Kopko, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools and your host for the program. Today my guest is Mr. Paul Cohen, who is our District Supervisor of Social Studies and Media Services. And our topic for today is going to be a focus on the enhanced learning opportunities for students at the elementary level as a result of the construction of the new computer labs, which are adjacent to our media centers. So Paul, could you perhaps begin by telling us the impact of these facilities on the media curriculum?
Sure. This has been a wonderful year for the East Brunswick Elementary Schools and the media centers. We've really had to change our curriculum drastically to accommodate the increased opportunities for the use of technology in the elementary media centers. For example, we now have a new system for accessing books called Athena, which is a Windows-based program, and you just click on certain icons and students can look up books, and that's been very exciting and different. We've also had many different ways of accessing information. We this year purchased Electric Library, which is a system for students to be able to access information about from books, magazines, maps, even TV programs, news reports. We use SIRS, which is an information system on social issues of the day. Students are now learning Type to Learn in the 3rd grade, Student Writing and Publishing Center, which is a word processing program, in the 4th grade. And with our 5th grade research reports, students will be using PowerPoint. Some students have already done that to enhance their oral presentations. This has been really exciting, and we've also had CDs, CD-ROMs, on different topics. The 4th grade used it with national parks. The 5th grade used it with Native Americans. So it's been very exciting and extremely interesting. This is all part of the media curriculum, where we also have to teach how to find print materials and look for books and learn about the love of books and, of course, how to find them in the library. So it's really changed our curriculum tremendously.
Well, specifically now, how has technology been incorporated into the research projects which the students are required to complete?
That's a good question, because in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades this year, students were using, the research report was changed and the research topic was changed so that we can accommodate the computers and the multimedia. In doing that, students are now using CD-ROMs to find information. They're going out on the internet, although we're finding the sites for them, so they're just not going out there any old place. But they're using the internet specifically to locate information. 3rd grade was on mammals, endangered species. 4th grade is on either U.S. cities or U.S. national parks. In the 5th grade, they use the internet and CD-ROMs for Native Americans. Also, we're now using the computers to word process their papers, so they're coming in as finished products. And this is exciting also.
Well, obviously something like this just doesn't happen. It takes an awful lot of planning, especially in terms of staff development. How were our media specialists and our teachers trained to use this technology?
Well, during last summer, specifically our media specialists and our technology aides, instructional technology aides, spent 3 weeks, full days in staff development. We had a 3-week summer workshop where they learned all the different programs and learned how to teach using the computers and using the technology in the media center. We also spent our 2 staff development days in October and November also training the media specialists and instructional technology aides. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade language arts teachers had a workshop last summer also, where the idea of incorporating the technology into the research paper was explored and taught. So we've had extensive staff development training for this.
Well, we have tapes from the computer labs in both Central and Irwin School, and perhaps you could tell our audience something about the work that the students are actually doing there.
Sure. In both, students are doing research. In Central, I believe that they are doing a research for Women's History Month, and in Irwin, they're doing a research on national parks. It's 4th grade. And in there you'll see that not only are they using the technology, the internet, CD-ROMs, and Athena, our search, our OPAC system, but they're also, in many respects, looking at books and encyclopedias and writing, handwriting their notes, so that we have not taken away that idea of using books and using materials in order to do research, but that the technology is an enhancement. It opens up other opportunities for students to find information, but it's not the only way. And we continue to stress that because that's what we find as we go through the grades. Students are running right to the computers and they're forgetting about their books.
Sure, sure. Okay, let's take a look at those tapes now.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to start today. You're going to be learning about how to pull up things that you have scanned into the computers up into a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, like if you had a picture, you were doing something on Indians, and you had taken a picture at it, visited the Indian reservation like we did at the beginning of the year, took a picture, we scan it in, we put it in a shared drive, and you can bring that up and put it in your presentation. We would put the book into the scanner. Scan, comes up in this. We would fix the color, crop what we don't want out, save it to the shared drive. The shared drive is a special drive that you can access from anywhere in the school where a computer is networked. Everybody understand what I mean by that? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to practice this because your next assignment that you'll be coming in to do, you will be expected to make 5 slides. Bring up 5 different pictures. It's very easy. We're going to do it today, and we're going to do it with our cat in the hat. Okay, so we're going to go into a blank presentation. Let's click on the blank, say okay. When you get to the new slide layout, I want you to click the clip art, or well, text and clip art in the corner. We don't want to use what's already available to us. We want to get this picture, cat in the hat, out of that shared drive. To do that, we do have to click on Pictures, the Pictures tab, and down at the bottom, in the lower right-hand corner, you will notice a button called Import Clips. Does everybody see it? Click that once. You will come to the Add Pictures to the Clip Gallery menu. Now, we don't want anything that's in the default drive of Office. We have to change this to the shared drive. To do that, and you're going to have to look up here, we need to go to the upside down triangle that's beside the word Office at the top. It says Look In, and it says Office, and then there's a triangle. Does everybody see that? I'm pointing to it up at the monitor if you need to look at it. Click on that, and you will get a drop-down menu with all our drives. Now, you will notice there is one called Shared. Shared on server data. Does everybody have that one? Click on that one. That's where it is. Did everybody get a Tigger? Yes. Okay, now, you cannot change his colors, but you can size him. Everybody should note that there are sizing boxes, so we can grab one of those boxes. We could make him smaller. Go ahead and grab a corner box and bring him down. Make him smaller. You're looking for that 2-sided arrow. And then you can make him bigger. We don't want to make him too big because we're still going to write. Okay. Now, this is what you will be doing with Tigger again in your assignment, but you're going to also have Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and a picture of all 4 of them. Okay? But in the keywords, if I call this something, I would probably call it Tigger. So I'm going to type in Tigger in keywords section.
Okay, your research on a famous woman will take the form of an interview, and you'll take the role of reporter to find out some important facts about your person, and then to interpret these facts. You'll be required to use 3 different types of sources. the internet, so you can use Electric Library, Scholastic Network, you can use Yahooligans or Yahoo. You also will be required to use a CD-ROM encyclopedia, and you'll use Athena Search to find one or two books about your famous person. You can also use a print encyclopedia. Now I'd like you to look at the large monitors, because I have a sample presentation of what your final activity will be, your PowerPoint presentation. The first slide will be your title slide, and it will be something like an interview with your famous person. The second slide will be your important facts. So you'll act as a reporter from, say, a famous newspaper or magazine or news station, and you will be doing a question and answer format. So say the interviewer asks the question and the famous person answers it. Your third slide will take the form of the importance of what the famous person did. So again, it's going to be a question and answer format in which you'll ask something like, why do people remember you? You know, why did you become famous? Now I'd like you to look at your sheet entitled PowerPoint, so we can go over how we're going to actually do this. So number one, you're going to open a Word document. Remember that since we're going to be rotating, we need to go to the shared file. We're going to be saving in the shared file. So we're going to open up, going to go to the shared drive, and we're going to open our folder entitled 5S Women. And then my example is Rosa Parks. And what I'm going to do now, as it says from number one, I'm going to copy from a CD-ROM site or an internet site. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our insertion point in the correct place, and I'm going to left justify. And then we're going to go into Netscape. Now I located this site using Yahoo, and I bookmarked it. So remember that you're not just going to randomly print anything. You're going to look at what you actually need, and you're going to copy from Netscape here in this instance. So I chose some text, and we go to Edit, and what command? Lauren?
Copy.
Copy, all right. So we're going to copy it. Then we have to go back to Word, and we're going to paste it using that clipboard icon. And then, as number 3 says, you need to include your information for your citation for each source. So we go back to the beginning, and I'm going to make a place for the insertion point. Again, left justify it. And we'll go back to Netscape, and we'll go and copy the title and the author. Now, I already have the title, Rosa Parks, so it'll be a subtitle and the author's name. So I'll select the text, again go to Edit, Copy, go back to Microsoft, to Word, and paste it, and get the title of your article. Good. Find something to copy. Okay. So now, further. Okay.
I'd like to thank the two media specialists, Betty Swerk at Central and Beth Brzezinskis at Irwin, for letting us tape in their schools. Also, we saw Beth teach students how to use PowerPoint and incorporate a poo into the PowerPoint presentation, and Betty was using Women's History Month and famous women to show how we incorporate the use of technology into all curricular areas. We just don't teach technology without it being part of something in the curriculum.
Well, it's really gratifying to see how our students are benefiting from these new facilities. Paul, how will the youngsters take the skills that they're learning in terms of research and then take them off to Hammarskjöld and Churchill? What will happen there?
That's a good question. As we revised the curriculum last summer, the media specialists from Hammarskjöld, Smith, Churchill, and the high school were there because we were looking to make sure that we had a developmentally appropriate curriculum at all grade levels. And so at Hammarskjöld and Smith and Churchill, students are being taught one of the most important skills, which is how to critically think about what information they are seeing and then what part of it they need. We find that, especially when you go on the internet or you look at a CD-ROM, students say, oh, I need all of that, and so they wind up printing 15 or 20 pages of material. That's not what we want. We want them to be able to critically think and say, this piece is important to my topic. And so we've also taken a look at the research questions we've asked in Hammarskjöld, and we've revised them to give students the opportunity to practice and learn how to look critically at the information they're receiving. Also, at those grade levels, we've started to teach students about the different kinds of searches there are. There are Boolean searches, and, or, not, and they now think about, before they go onto the internet or before they use something electronically, they think about what it is they're looking for, which one of the tools, the CD-ROM, internet, would be most important, and then how to search in advance. So this is very difficult critical thinking skills. It's no longer, we don't want them to just look for everything. They need to pinpoint what it is exactly they want.
Paul, one more question. Why are these research skills so important to our students?
Well, I think we've changed from the industrial era to the technology, to the information age, and information is what's most important. So students need to know how to find information when they need it, and how then to interpret that information and use it in wherever they need to place it. And these research skills are teaching students that it's no longer just how to find it, or no longer just a name or a date, but it's to locate information and then to critically think about it and place it in a situation which makes sense for them. So that's really hard and different.
Well, Paul, thanks so much for being here with us today and providing us with really interesting information and the progress that the district is making in terms of technology. And certainly I commend you for your leadership, because that's has had a significant impact on where we are right now and where we're going. And to your entire staff, I mean, they have been absolutely wonderful in making this transition into the new technology. They've just taken on the challenge and continue to move ahead with it, and we're only going to get better. I mean, as we speak right now, they are cabling Route 18 for the wide area network, which will give us the ability next year where schools can communicate among the other schools, and it's just going to bring us, as you said before, into the technology age. So thank you for all you've done, and also to your staff. To our audience, I'd like to thank you for watching, and hope you'll be back with us again next month for another edition of Spotlight on Education.